This is a 31 Pearls production, all rights reserved.
Morals and Precepts, Chapter 36, Joy and Sorrow. Were there no darkness, we could not know light. Were there no sorrow, we would never know joy. Sorrow chisels out a storehouse within the soul, wherein may be stored the things of the Spirit. The deeper sorrow carves, the more of these the storehouse will hold. Sorrow digs the well, from which are drawn the refreshing waters of compassion and understanding. The deeper the well, the more pure its waters. Is not the finest metal wrought in the fiercest flame, and the best timber that which has stood the longest exposed to seasoning winds? What good is a pot without fire, or a brick without sun? When grief occupies your heart, examine the intruder. Are you not sorrowing after something from which you have already derived pleasure? Enough misery is allotted to man for his testing and tempering, that it is an act of foolishness to increase it by futile lamentations. Joy and sorrow are inseparable companions. One reveals the other. They enter your life together, and thenceforth keep the watches with you. Always one remains by your side, while the other sleeps. You are suspended in the scales balanced between joy and sorrow, and not until you become an empty body do the balances stand at rest. As life pours out your molding portion into the scales, so the balances of joy and sorrow fall and rise. Let neither joy nor sorrow bear down too heavily on the scales, for neither should move too far from the balance of moderation, lest the scales overbalance completely. Enter the habitation of joy with caution, for a heady brew is served therein, which can call forth the demons of mischief and madness. The first duty of man is to know himself, and to reflect upon his destiny, to become aware of his soul. This he cannot do in the house of pleasure, in the arms of joy. Therefore is sorrow not a portion to man in wisdom and consideration. Avoid the dwelling place of sorrow, for their good is transmuted into evil, and wails of self-pity sadden the heavy night. The tear-damp mist which issues from within withers the flowers which bedeck the garden of life. Better to stray not into either dwelling, but walk the path of moderation between them. While man walks earth, sorrow ever dogs his footsteps. It will come close enough unbidden. Therefore encourage it not with your own ill judgment. Man by his deeds and thoughts keeps open his door for sorrow, but his dwelling rarely attracts joy as a guest. Pleasures have to be bought, but pain comes unbidden. As man is less aware of perfect health than of the slightest malady, so does the greatest joy move him less than the smallest sorrow. Man is the slave of pain, and the plaything of pleasure. He who sorrows before sorrow is called for, is sorrowful for the sake of sorrow. He loves sorrow, for sorrow, like pain, can give pleasure to the abnormal. He who seeks pleasure among fickle things of no substance can know but the fleeting glance of joy. When kindled, straw blazes up immediately, and as quickly fades. But hard timber glows redly for long, and its heat lasts. The afflicting blows of sorrow that strengthens the spirit on the road, that it may strive forward until it reaches green pastures of contentment, are better for man than the soft allurements of pleasure, for these sap the strength from his heart, so that he becomes incapable of enduring distress. For the misty shape of joy too often lures man into the morass of regret, or plunges him into the pool of despair.